Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is game 3 between KiwiKaki and Stephano, and it is going to be, of course, Zerg versus Protoss. The map now is Metalopolis, and it is loser picks next map, so it makes a lot of sense here for Stephano to pick Metalopolis, which overall is a pretty Zerg favorite map. And this version of the map is the IPL version. The close spawn is eliminated, but that does mean that you still have a 50% chance to either get the close spawn by air, or of course the long distance cross spawn, which the Zerg does favor. This time around though, it looks like both players got the close spawn by air. And I think KiwiKaki, of all players, is going to be very happy about that, because we already saw how KiwiKaki loves to use the double Stargate opening against Zerg. In fact, now I can say that to you guys. KiwiKaki almost exclusively uses this early Zealot +1 weapon timing, doing a lot of damage to the Zerg, and then surprising them with that double Stargate opening. And believe it or not, it's actually working fairly well for him. He's been able to win a lot of games against top level Zerg players such as Stephano, and with very well-timed Zealots and Void Rays. So this map, of course, is going to be even easier for KiwiKaki to execute that build order. The Stargates can be placed relatively close, right here or right here, and then as soon as they come out through Chrono Boost, they can just fly on over, and Stephano's main is just a block away. So we'll see if KiwiKaki decides to open up with that strategy once again. There is a pylon down at the natural, so it does look like KiwiKaki's gearing up for that quick expansion, which is what KiwiKaki does. He goes for a quick expo, and then he gets both Nexuses up, he saves up his Chrono Boost, he starts to Chrono out Zealots, and then he eventually pushes out with, I don't know, about 8 or 9 Zealots. It's a destructive force of Zealots at +1 weapons, so certainly something that Stephano will have to look out for. The one advantage, though, for the Zerg player this time is Stephano knows. He knows that, you know, that's what KiwiKaki does. He's already experienced it firsthand based on the last game. And so he should be able to deal with it in a much more efficient fashion this time. We'll just have to see. Right now, that probe is being very annoying and preventing that drone from building the hatchery. In fact, Stephano, very delayed in getting that hatchery down. Finally going to get it at around 19 supply. A little bit of lag right there from both players. But his expansion is considerably behind the Protoss player. So now Stephano does have the option, based on how far behind he is, to either go for the double expand, which, oh, it looks like, no, that's just a Zergling. Thought he was going to go for another expansion. But he definitely can go for another expansion, or he can go for some kind of a pseudo all-in with a Baneling bust or a Roachling all-in. Something like what he was gearing up to do on Shadow Temple, but it just didn't seem to work out because Kiwi's wall is just amazing. On this map, though, I think Kiwi will have a slightly more difficult time making that full-on Tetris, Ling, waterproof, airproof, is whatever proof you want, wall, which is going to prevent units from running in. And the reason why I say that, of course, is because the surface area of the natural expansion extends from this rectangle, from the top left-hand corner all the way to the bottom right-hand corner, and that's quite a bit of surface area to hold down. And unless KiwiKaki makes his building just right, a all-in from Stephano can definitely do a lot of damage. Right now we do have speed being researched for Stephano, so he is going to go ahead and get the speed upgrade for his Zerglings. Very common upgrade to get at this moment in the game. A Zergling has meanwhile found a scouting probe here. Always important for the Zerg to find these, because Protoss players will love to throw up pylons wherever they can. A lot of times there will be a pylon here, there might even be a pylon over here, and the reason why there's pylons over there and around the map is because it gives the Protoss more vision, and allows them to quickly reinforce and harass the Zerg wherever they want to. With speed just kicking in right there, that Zergling is going to destroy the probe, and KiwiKaki probably won't be able to do any of the... Well, probably not going to be sending out another probe to build a pylon anytime soon. He is Chrono Boosting a +1 weapons on the Forge once again, and he does have 2 gateways. He could be going for the same opening, ladies and gentlemen. He is sending 2 Zealots out, though. This is very early to send those 2 Zealots out based on how KiwiKaki likes to execute his build order. And we'll just have to see what that's all about. 1 Zealot in the background as well to protect, 2 Zealots in the background to protect the mineral line. And now those 4 Zealots going to group up and rendezvous at the front of the natural. So KiwiKaki definitely looks like he's going for the same build once again, guys. He will... His cybernetics core is uber late, though. Wow. That's a very late cybernetics core. I'm not entirely sure, guys, if that's the same timing for his core in the second game, or if it's a little later. But to me, it certainly seems much later. You guys have to remember that he pushed out with +1 weapons and zealots around the 8-minute mark, and then he transitioned into Stargates with Void Rays right afterwards. And you know, it doesn't seem like he's gonna have that much gas, although he does have the second, third, and fourth one coming up. And the reason why I say he doesn't have that much gas is because, well, he needs the gas to go into Void Rays. So, we'll just have to see. Zergling's now running in. They get a scout on just the 2 gateways, the one in the background especially. Doesn't really tell much. KiwiKaki is pushing out here, timing with +1 weapons once again. So it does look like it's the same strategy overall. And he's pushing out across the middle of the map. And is Stephano prepared for it this time? Indeed he is. And the difference, of course, is he's got roaches this time rather than just spear speedlings. And roaches with spine crawlers, I don't think you could find a better zealot wall. These zealots can bash and wail away and slice that wall all they want, but it will never fall. And Stephano actually moving out a little bit with a counterattack of his own, chasing down those zealots. KiwiKaki deciding that guy is the brave man that will die today to save the rest, but that's not even enough because the speedlings can surround and wrap around these zealots, preventing them from running away. And KiwiKaki's 3 zealots are gonna go down. All of them are gonna go down, in fact, and Stephano taking a huge lead with that blow. No damage done by KiwiKaki at all. And I would imagine, you know, Stephano knows that this is the same build. He's probably getting adequate anti-air back at home. Yes, he has a Hydralisk den, so he's gonna have roaches and hydras, and unfortunately, Void Rays, as strong as they are, they're not very good against Hydralisks. And the Forge could go down to the front door here, which means Kiwi quickly erecting an emergency temporary secondary wall at the front of the main. But that may not be enough as the roaches are still barreling in. A couple of force fields keeping the roaches at bay though. And it looks like with the cannons in conjunction with the force fields, I think Stephano will be repelled back for now. But that was certainly a bit of a worrying moment right there. A bit of a tense one for KiwiKaki. If those roaches had been allowed inside the main, man, that would have been rough. And now KiwiKaki, yes, he is going for the same build. Certainly going for the double Stargate with the Void Ray opening here. Has 5 gateways on the way, and doesn't have Warp Gate quite yet. Ooh, that's a very late Warp Gate. That's very interesting. Around this time, KiwiKaki definitely had Warp Gate done. Remember, that Cybernetics core has been done for a couple of minutes now. Huh. I wonder what the deal with that is. I can't help but feel that might be a little bit of a mistake from Kiwi. He definitely got the Warp Gate upgrade a little bit later than he should have. And look at Stephano, he's got so many roaches and hydras, and roaches and hydras are pretty much 100% guaranteed to carve up anything KiwiKaki has right now. In fact, KiwiKaki's frontal force, the ground force, is paltry at best. 2 zealots, a sentry, and a stalker. That's not going to fare so well. The 4 Void Rays originally trying to go in here to do some damage, but you know, Hydralisks, Queens, Spore Crawlers, I don't think those Void Rays are going to be able to do any damage at all. And KiwiKaki here realizing that his build order has been completely thwarted by the classic Roach Hydra combination. In fact, pretty much just the Hydras thwarting everything here. I think Kiwi may be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to try to go for a quick third. That third is spotted by the defecation of the Overlord. And Stephano may be moving out to snipe the third here. He's got a lot of Hydralisks. And unfortunately, Kiwi here is deciding to build Phoenix? I'm very confused with this play right here. This idea here to switch into Phoenix may be his undoing. I think right now he needs Colossi, but he may not even have enough time to get the Colossi out. And honestly, Phoenix are not very good against Hydras if you start off with this many Hydras in your face. Eventually, Phoenix can overpower Hydras, but you've got to have more Phoenix then your opponent has Hydras, and that's not the case here. Stephano's just barreling down the frontal ramp, and he's killed off the Nexus with a couple of quick volleys in succession. The +1 weapon here for the missile for roaches and the Hydralisks, helping out so much. The roasted acid saliva just corroding everything. The Hydralisk spine just piercing through the armor of the Protoss. And now finally Kiwi coming in to save the third. He knows he needs to save this, but his army is not very well equipped to deal with Hydralisks, and the amazing DPS is just blasting through everything that KiwiKaki has. And I think KiwiKaki's gonna have to fall back here. I don't know how he's gonna be able to defend, warping in a couple of zealots, but I don't think it's gonna be enough, and that should be game. KiwiKaki calling the GG, even saying LOL so sad I forgot warp gate. So there it is. Even the best of them guys can make some pretty noob-tacular mistakes, and I'm pretty sure that forgetting warp gate, such a cheap upgrade too. It's only what is it? It was 50-50, I know it is. And you know, forgetting such a cheap upgrade and delaying it by like 2 or 3 minutes, you guys saw the result of that. His army was measly. It was just a couple of stalkers, zealots, and sentries at the ramp around 9 minutes in, 10 minutes in, and Kiwi paid the ultimate price. So Stephano, guys, is going to be your winner here, and he's going to go ahead and go on to play MMA in the finals of this qualifier. So stay tuned, guys. Next series I'm going to be casting is going to be Stephano versus MMA. That's going to be a ZVT that you guys do not want to miss. So that's going to be it for me, guys. HD, signing out till next time.